I'm Ken, and you're watching Kilt Can Cook, the Scottish cooking channel that encourages young men and women to have the confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen. Today...
Wait a minute, what happened? Where's my introduction?
Jacques!
Oui, monsieur.
Where is my introduction, Jacques?
Je ne sais pas, Monsieur Cat. It is gone. I used what footage I had.
It's from another episode, though.
Oui, it is the footage I had.
Fine. Welcome to Kilt Can Cook, the cooking show that can't get its footage straight and is rife with technical failures thanks to some manky Ned.
Alright, get it up, yes.
I'm Ken, that was Jacques, my editor, and I'm going to show you a dish from my childhood. Pork stew. Now I'm going to be cooking this in a crock pot to save on tidying up. But unlike our other crock pot recipes, you can do this one on a simple pot on the stove. However, like all good stews, this takes a few hours to get right. But the price and time is worth it for a top-notch stew that will last you for days and that freezes and reheats easily. As you're starting to tell, there are quite a few ingredients required, and like any stew, you can add or subtract any ingredients you want. For instance, if you want to add carrots to this mix, you have created a mirepoix, which is the holy trinity of French stew ingredients. Roughly every French stew has 2 parts onion, 1 part carrot, and 1 part celery. These vegetables create a foundation for just so much flavour. Now, you've seen me cut things before, and talking about it bores me. So let me tell you why you should learn how to cook. To attract the opposite sex. See, let me tell you a story from when I was a wee lad. One day I was rushing back from primary school. I had to be about 11, 10 years old. I was crying. Oh, some wee lass had called me fat, and I was heartbroken. You see, this was the first crush I'd ever had. And so I'm running up to my mum with just tears streaking down my face. I tell her the whole story. As she was trying to tell me I wasn't fat and that some lucky girl will find me funny. Which, lad, if someone goes straight to funny, it means your face looks like roadkill. My dad walks into the room to see what the fuss was. Now, Dad is a straightforward man. He sees a problem, he fixes it. He sees me crying, he assumes I broke my arm or something, so he gets a slicker on to drive me to hospital. Mum explains that it was about some wee lass and he takes his slicker off, spins me around so I'm facing him, and says, "Lad, I'll be blunt with you. You got ropey arms, you're a mile in 20 minutes, and you're a ginger nut. I'll give you that you're funny, but you want the lasses to do more than just laugh at you. You're gonna need to be so good at something that they'll want you around for more than just a good laugh when they're feeling down on themselves." Hey, Dad always had the best advice. Oh, by the way, this is zucchini. It's like a cucumber, but not as water-filled, so it tastes different. We're going to cut it in half, we're going to split it down the middle, and we're going to cut it again so it looks like little sitting suns. Now, when most people think of pork chops, they think of this giant on-the-bone thing that you would have seen on the Flintstones. But you can get a good-sized chop at Costco, 10 a pack, for about $15 or so. It's a great deal. What we're going to do is we're going to cut it into strips, and then we're going to cube it. This way, it cooks and browns very quickly. Now, I could show you how to cut all of them, but that's boring. You get the idea. We're going to heat up a skillet as fast as we can, full of oil, and then we're going to put on our pork to brown it. Now, this was a mistake I made, and don't make my mistake. I put all my pork in at once. This cools the oil down so that it does not brown as fast. In fact, it cooks all the way through. You'll see in a minute that some liquid boils up. Well, all that liquid has to boil off before browning can actually start. See that? That's liquid. That has to burn off before it can brown proper. That's not a good thing. So, to save time, take little bits of the pork at a time. Like, maybe as you cut up one pork chop, stick that in. This is 3 pork chops worth. Maybe do 1 pork chop at a time. Brown it. And you'll see what browning looks like in a minute here. And then just stick that into your pan at a time. And then do the next one, and then the next one. Now see, after the liquid's boiled off, it's got time to brown. And it looks like this, it looks delicious. All this does is it makes my meat a wee bit tough, because it's going to be cooking for another 4 hours. But it still tastes good. It's still a fine meal, but I could have done it different. Anyway, dump your pork into your pot, set it for 4 hours, and then add in your beef broth. Alright, so unlike our meat, we can put all of our vegetables in at the same time and just let that cook off at saute. Because I like all those flavours kind of blending together. I think it's a good thing. I like it when it all browns at the same time. Oh, I forgot about mushrooms. I'm adding mushrooms to this. You didn't have to. I wanted to because I like them. So maybe add another $1 or $2 to the net price of your actual dish. Add in a spoonful of garlic, wee bit of pepper, and then just stir it around for a while. See, at this point, at any point in time, you just pull it off the cooker and just dump it right into the pot. Because this is good. This is fine. This is where you want it at. And that's what I do. I pull it off, I dump it in, and we're going to put in a raw zucchini. Now, I like my zucchini raw, not sautéed, because I think sautéed zucchini tastes slimy. Now, we're going to add in some Italian seasoning, and I should have put in stewed tomatoes. I forgot to record the tomatoes being put in. Don't know why. That's not Jacques' fault, that's my fault. But hey, you can't be perfect. Anyway, add a wee bit more garlic, not too much. Cover it up with a lid, and then, after a few hours, you just take off your lid, get a ladle, and you just ladle up a bowlful. For me, it took about a ladle and a half. And as a result, I get a delicious bowl of pork stew. It freezes easy, it reheats easy, and it will last you for a long time. Doesn't that look delicious? Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself and I hope you learned something. I'm Ken and this is Kilt Can Cook, the Scottish cooking channel that encourages young men and women to have the confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen.